Boston's two superstars took a backseat to Philly's new superstars. Celtics were cold, Philly was hot. VJ Edgecombe had 30 and 10. Maxey had an emphatic, look at this play. Oh my gosh.
Maxey is
emphatic 29.
I think it's the youngest playoff 30 and 10 ever.
Yeah, beat Magic.
Yeah, my game.
Look at the three-point percentage difference from games 1 to game 2 for the Sixers. Game 1 was the Phillies' worst playoff game since 2019. Well, Philly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Phillies.
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 I said the
Phillies apostrophe S. Not the Phillies. Game 2, they almost shot 50%. Should the Celtics be nervous?
No. The Sixers are to the Celtics what the Hawks are to the Knicks. A pest.
The Hawks are more, man. That's a separate series discussion, but go ahead.
Just a little pest. A little more than we wanted to, than we bargained for in the first round. Okay. And I agree. I think the Hawks are a bigger challenger than the Sixers, but it's that type of thing. They're not winning this series.
Okay.
Now, shout out to Maxey and Edgecombe, who look like a great backcourt in the future. And Edgecombe, had a fantastic rookie season. Paul George, too, settling into that third option role. So I want to shout out the Sixers. It was a nice win.
So when Embiid's back, it's a big four like Cleveland?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, 2 big fours.
He'll be back for a game, maybe. I hate to say it that way, but here's the problem with the Celtics. This is what happened last night. And we know this is what they do, but they live and die by the three.
Yep.
That was last night, they took 50 3-pointers out of their 89 shots. That is incredible. They only averaged 42, as high as that is, that's third in the league, 42 threes a game for the season. So that 50 is even higher for them, especially on only 89 shots. The second and fourth quarter told the tale. Second quarter, they're outscored by 11. Fourth quarter, they're outscored by 7. Second quarter, they're 1 for 8 from 3. Fourth quarter, 4 for 16. So 5 for 24 from 3. That's 20% in the second and fourth quarters. That was the game. And my thing is this. I get it. That's what they do. That's Mazzulla's style. He's my coach of the year on my ballot.
Not changing.
But they don't have to live and die by the thing. You've got two great penetrators.
He's never
Brown and Tate. They need to just do it. If you're,
no way.
By instinct, if you're missing a bunch of threes, take the ball to the hole. Pritchard can even do it too, but take the ball to the hole. The lane is always open because the floor is so spread.
How they lost to the Knicks.
So
right, thank you.
I know.
And they maybe should learn from that.
Sean Grandy, Celtics play-by-play guy, friend of ours. He's been here before.
Yeah,
he's been on the show. Had this tweet, which Bruce speaks to your point. Regular season playoffs, 12th time in the last 161 games. Celtics didn't shoot better than 26% from 3. They've lost all 12. 3 in the playoffs, games 1 and 2 to the Knicks last year.
Yep.
So that is they're going to shoot a bunch of threes, and if they make a quarter of them or less, they lose every time.
But they will give you a game every series. They will.
They gave the Knicks
and lost. So for this series, I agree with Drew. I'm not concerned. I think this is how they play. The thing that I would be a tiny bit concerned about is Derek White going to be better on offense?
Yeah.
Well,
he hasn't had a
right. That's what I was going to say. The kind of odd sub-story of this amazing Boston season, Derek White, their second best player, didn't have close to one of his best offensive years. He was unbelievable defensively, and Jaylen Brown carried even a bigger load offensively, and Shireman and Peyton Pritchard was great. But Derek White was not good yesterday. And it was really Tatum and Brown, and they were +1 in Tatum's minutes and then got annihilated in the 9 minutes he didn't play. They also, when they came back, Tatum had a shot to take the lead with 6 minutes left, rushed it, missed it, and then Maxey came down, hit back-to-back threes, and the game was essentially over. So I wouldn't be worried about the Sixers, but they are, it almost feels like because of this style, they are the least likely of any of the great teams to sweep anyone.
Yes.
Because it's just like you're just there.
Yeah.
There's just going to be a game. It's like, we didn't hit our shots.
We're headed back to L.A. Lakers win. LeBron was explosive, 28, 8 and 7 assists, played 39 minutes, had a few good dunks. Never lost a series up 2-0, and he's up 2-0 now. You think he can keep this up?
Well, listen, I thought yesterday he wasn't at his best. He found a way to make it work, and he was obviously seeing the game, or Brew would say reading the game, as well as anybody can. But he only hit jump shots when Jayshawn Tate made him mad, and he was getting to the basket and then getting denied, and so
coming up short.
Right, coming up short, and I'm a little anxious about so they play Friday, and then they play Sunday. Friday, the Rockets are 9.5-point favorites, bro. So the bookmakers think that
they've been watching.
I mean,
they only lost by 7. So.
But also they're at home, they're desperate, all of it. The Rockets win Friday. That's the quickest turnaround of the series.
Yeah.
Sunday it's at home, all that. I believe this will go back to Los Angeles 3-1 Lakers.
Wow. You've been right so far.
And except for before the series started, I did pick. But I immediately switched.
I never believed that.
I know.
You're like, I'm taking Rockets. I'm like, no, he's not.
But can I throw, Brew, do you want to answer before I throw out my Lakers idea when everyone comes back?
Yeah. I think you make a great point, because I think as the playoffs go on, assuming they advance, the games get closer together. He won't have as much time to recover. So then maybe he won't be able to keep this up. But right now, I do think he can keep this up. I think the bigger question, let me say why I think he can keep it up. The way he's running the offense is different from what I think we all envisioned, where he was bringing it up 90% of the time and just kind of doing his thing and penetrating and then kicking out to shooters all the time. He is lining up a lot of times on the elbow. He's, cutting off screens and things like that. He's posting up stuff that the running is not as much. It's not as taxing as bringing it up every time against defense. So I think that's a factor. I think the biggest question is, can Luke Kennard, and Marcus Smart keep it up? Luke Kennard's averaging 25 points in this series on 60+% shooting. Marcus Smart's averaging 20 on like 52% shooting. So can they keep it up? Because LeBron's going to do his thing, but he does need these guys to keep hitting shots. I think that's the bigger question for the Lakers.
But you think the series is over?
Yeah, I don't see LeBron losing 4 of 5 to a discombobulated Rockets team. They might push it. I could be wrong, but I just think the Rockets look like they're a mess.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do Rockets now? Or?
No. I just didn't know if you thought the series was over.
No, I definitely do not think the series is over.
So I also think the series is over. LeBron's, you said he's 24-0, went up 2-0. He's 32-0, went up 2 games at any point in the series, so 2-0 or 3-1. So I am looking ahead to a world where the Lakers are back full strength. And I'm thinking, how do you get some of this version of LeBron? And I think all year long, the smartest way, if there were no egos and no contracts, having Austin Reaves be Manu Ginobili was the smartest thing. But Austin is, in a contract year. So it would have been unfair to him. And LeBron was hurt to start the year. Austin was playing so great. Didn't make sense. In theory, then you could have asked LeBron to do that, but he's LeBron. You're not going to. With Austin coming back off an injury, does that give JJ the opportunity to be like, hey, we're going to, as part of easing you back in, we're going to have you come off the bench and run that unit, and then allow there to be more time where Austin runs a unit, LeBron, and LeBron and Luka are together, or just where there's 2 of the 3 of them on the court like that. I think that might be the path, because it would be watching LeBron get this out of, and again, it's credit to Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard and Rui Hachimura for being pros and being excellent. And Luka is a willing passer. Luka averages 8.5 assists for his career.
The team just
but
looks
it's different.
Well, every assist is not created.
Correct. And that's the point you've been making. It would be foolish to have the access to this level of playmaking and put it on the shelf when those guys
But how
get
does
back.
that change even if Austin's on the bench? How does that change?
Well, I think that because Luka has deferred to Austin on some possessions. You know what I mean? So it's just Luka would be deferring to LeBron, and then there would be more. You understand what I mean? There'd be less time with the three of them on the court together, more time where each of them kind of runs the show their own way. I think that might make sense.
I don't think it's a bad idea to have Austin come off the bench. I think that would work. And he could shine in that role.
Yeah.
He could still average 20-plus in that role. I'll be honest, this LeBron is a little different than the LeBron that was the third option. Now, he's no longer the third option, but he was still averaging about 20 points as the third option. And he was doing all the other things. He still was getting his assists, his rebounds. So I think that LeBron was very effective, too. Maybe he's on the elbow a little more, even when Luka and Reaves are back. Maybe he's posting a little more, backing guys down a little more. But I think LeBron will those three, I think they'll be – your idea is not bad. I'll put it that way. But I think LeBron will be fine.
Getting ahead of yourselves. Game series hasn't even started. KD lost his 7th straight playoff game, had 9 turnovers, only made 7 shots. How much of this loss do you put on him?
I mean, the lion's share.
Really?
Like, if I had to name one, he's the superstar. If they won, we'd have given him most of the credit. And I just don't see how. Look, he had 9 turnovers. In fairness to KD, 2 of them were off Tari Eason's hands.
Yep.
Should have caught him. And one, Amin Thompson should have caught just right there. He just dropped it. So all of the turnovers weren't
all right, so he only had
KD's fault.
6.
Right, so he still had 6, all right? And for you to take 3 shots or 5 shots in the second half of I feel, must-win playoff game when your team lacks scoring, lacks shooting, and you're Kevin Durant. Like, I don't get that at all. I've seen some people say, oh, he was fatigued. He spent it all in the first half. You missed 1 game. You didn't miss a month. Missing one game should not take your wind, and you can't play a freaking NBA game for 40 minutes. He's in good enough shape. That's an excuse. It's not legit. I think he did have maybe too much ball handling duties in the second half. And they were trapping him, and he was getting rid of the ball, turning it over, or just getting rid of it, period. But some of it's on Udoka, because the way he's using KD, I just don't like. But this is his team. And that was a game they needed against a lower seed. I put a lot of it on him.
But
a team that's expected to beat. So I put it on KD.
Here's why I believe in the Rockets. The Rockets are a flawed team. The Rockets are a team that maybe have never hung out together after the game. The Rockets are, however, a team that can score 100 points. Like, after the game, KD and Ime are like, we have to make our shots. I think that's pretty simple. It may sound overly simple, but I think if they make their shots, they're okay. Counterpoint to my own argument. Game 1, they scored 98. Game 2, they scored 94. On March 16th against the Lakers, they scored 92.
Yeah.
And on March 18th, they scored 116. So 3 of the last 4 games against J.J. Redick and LeBron James, they have scored under 99 points. Ime seems confident. Ime is still a good coach. This team still won a bunch of games. They still ended the year 9-1, and they were scoring 124, 130. The fact that they look this bad, and they're headed home, which they are good at home, they're just like barely above 500 on the road. I have a hanging on for dear life confidence in the Rockets.
Okay, so listen, I've talked about Vegas odds a lot today. the Vegas odds on the series now, it's just barely a weighted coin in the Lakers' favor. It's like 55%, 45% Lakers. So Vegas certainly doesn't think it's over. They just think the Lakers are now, for the first time, and shockingly, the slight favorite. And I don't want to be too harsh on Durant. And I also think in a lot of corners this morning on television, folks were just killing Durant as a way, because it was a way to avoid giving the Lakers and JJ and Bron credit. With all that said, we said it before, and just missing game one doesn't change the fact that we all agreed. If this Lakers team, without Luka and AR, beats this Rockets team, it's a catastrophe for Kevin Durant. And the fact that he missed game one made us feel like, oh, well, everything, like, in the meantime, we don't know when he's going to come back.
Right.
He was there yesterday.
Yeah, he scored 4 fewer points.
He was the best player on the court in the first half.
Looked great in the first.
And at halftime, they threw up whatever the gambling sponsor was, like player prop odds, and it was Melo, T-Mac, and Vince, thank you. They all were like, oh yeah, pencil Durant in for like 33 or 34 or something like that. And that seemed totally reasonable. It's like, well, yeah, he scored 20 of the easiest points you're ever going to see, and it looked like he had a lot left in the tank because he only took a half dozen or so shots en route to it. The 7 straight playoff losses he hasn't won a playoff game since 2023. It's 2026. I agree with you, Brew, that he is in the it's all gravy part of his career. But there are folks that still mentally are like, yeah, but with everything Golden State related. And every shot he has at being like, let me remind you that I can lead a team. And it doesn't just, okay, you don't win a championship, but it ends in catastrophe. That
the last several stops.
Right, which it'd be brutal. Absolutely brutal. And like, it is now on the board that this series is a sweep in the other direction.
No way.
Yeah.
It's on the board.
Yes.
If they lose game 3, they are 1, 2, 3 games.
Well, they're going to quit.
So-
Winners and losers, winner streaks. We're all over this story. We're owning this story.
Yes, that's right.
Top of the 7th, Ohtani gets an infield hit to extend his on-base streak to 53.
Wow.
Now he's pitching.
Was that his only time on base in the game?
I didn't check.
Okay.
I just saw that, perhaps.
He wants it, though.
But that was his certain. Well, it probably was. If that was the 7th inning and that was his first time on base.
I just didn't double check. Yeah. May 26th, he will possibly break it. We will bring you every on-base. He's pitching tonight. Do we have any update on if he's hitting? Because last time he pitched, he didn't hit.
That's a heck of a hit to beat out.
Yeah.
That wasn't like an incredibly tough
Duke
play for
Snyder.
Stop.
He would be happy for Ohtani.
Yeah. Remember my Duke Snyder?
Look at that.
No, you have a Duke Snyder story?
Never mind. Let's
Okay.
keep going.
Loser, technical fouls. Jaylen Brown has the dunk of the playoffs, or at least one of them,
All right.
and gets a tech.
Do you believe Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown's reaction is like, no, I didn't do anything. What do you mean? I wasn't staring at him or standing over him. Watch it again.
That's a terrible call.
Oh, well, okay, so you believe him. Hold on. This is the one in question. Hold on, wait for it. Well, give me a break. I'm just asking you.
Bro, look, the rule it's a bad rule. That should not be offensive or technical. That's fine. Come on, that's emotion.
It's because
emotion.
fell down is the problem. So the question.
I mean, he looked at him a little bit.
Yeah, but you're like, I don't think it's because he looked. I think it's because the guy fell down. Did Jaylen Brown kind of, help him fall down?
If you get dunked on,
Listen,
I don't think he helped him fall.
I'm just
it felt like you're supporting it, though.
No. I'm the Celtics guy on the show. I'm the one who picked him to win the title.
Weird. That's just so we're in a weird world.
Nasty dunk.
Loser streaks. Mets lose their 12th game in a row. No team has ever made the playoffs and had a 12-game losing streak.
Isn't the winner streaks? The streak is ongoing.
Well, it's a losing streak. We're just trying to be clever.
But streaks is a winner.
Well, you don't know what's going to happen tonight, do you?
The idea of streaks is winning.
You know what's going to happen tonight against the Twins? Juan Soto is back. That's the good news. The bad news is a reporter asked Juan Soto, hey, have you been talking to your teammates during the streak? And Juan Soto said, no.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He said no. He said, whoa, you haven't? He goes, yeah, they've been on the road, so. Kind kind of an Aaron Rodgers cell phone situation. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's getting late early in Queens. Winner.
Thank you.
About time.
Career game.
Only took him
Henderson
3
goes for
years.
31 points.
Well, I'm just quick update. Top 3 picks of that draft, career playoff points.
No.
Wemby, 39.
No.
Brandon
Playoff
Miller,
points.
playoff points.
This-
Brandon Miller, no, lifetime playoff points.
Lifetime.
Wemby, 39.
Yeah.
Brandon Miller, the big bagel. Scoot, 49. Just saying. I'm
So
just
it's
saying.
your take that he's going to be better than
I didn't
Wemby?
say, I never.
I'm just
I've never
asking,
said
is that?
I've never said that. All I said
What
was
was the
I
take?
said I had 2 takes.
He's
One
gonna be
is
rookie of the
I thought he
year.
would win rookie of the year because
That
Wemby
one
wouldn't play the
took foot.
games, and that he should have gone 2 in the draft over Brandon Miller. Those were my 2 takes, and I'm just saying, rookie of the year, I was wrong. Should he have gone 2 in the draft or higher? We'll see.
Okay. Loser, mechanics. Fernando Mendoza threw out the first pitch. Now, he is a quarterback, and Brew, there is a long, storied history
That's kind of what mine was.
I was going to say, it looks like
synergy
what you described.
between franchise quarterbacks and playing baseball. Patrick Mahomes, John Elway, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, and Mendoza threw a bit of a lollipop, and the mechanics weren't great. Does this hit your radar? It was something or nothing.
Look, he got it over the plate. At least he didn't bounce it. That's the key. Or throw it 15 feet left or right.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.